Thank you so much for joining us here in the Fox 4 Weather Center. Before we dive into our stormy forecast here across southwest Florida, let's talk the latest on the tropics. And great news, no development is forecast for the next 7 days, something that we typically don't see this time of year across the Atlantic, Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. Things are nice and quiet, but it doesn't mean that we're wrapped up with the season. We actually have a long way to go. We are just now entering what is traditionally the peak of hurricane season. So looking beyond that 7-day threshold, this will be our focal point right here in the central and southwestern part of the Atlantic. This is traditionally where we tend to see development late August into early September. So right around Labor Day, we'll certainly be monitoring this part of the Atlantic very closely for potential development. And just a friendly reminder, we are right here in that tropical climatology, the peak of hurricane season September 10th, and then it wraps up November 30th. So still a lot of season left to go. Now let's switch gears and talk about our stormy conditions that we currently have, especially across Port Charlotte. Crossing over the US 41 bridge, looking across the Peace River, definitely some very active thunderstorms right now. Heavy downpours currently affecting the US 41 bridge and the Peace River. We have frequent lightning, heavy rainfall, but also some strong wind gusts. You can see that right now with these storms rolling up through the Peace River. So Cleveland heads up, these storms knocking on your doorstep, and also, of course, Punta Gorda now feeling the effects of those thunderstorms as well. Eventually, the airport now starting to see some of that wet weather pick up there. Good news, though, we are starting to see some slight signs of weakening. Nonetheless, inevitably seeing some slowdowns there along 41 as well as 75. Then farther up toward the north here in Northport, also a very heavy cell right over I-75 in that part of southern Sarasota County. These storms today making their way from the west toward the east. So DeSoto County, you're just getting started. You have some heavy rainfall right along 17, Fort Ogden, but those storms that are currently in Northport, they are moving your direction. So Arcadia, I know things are dry for you now. They won't be, though, for much longer. Broaden out that view. Definitely a nice break in the wet weather across Hendry into Lee County, but farther off toward the south, this little shower continuing to die down right here over Ave Maria, heading off toward Harker, at least not seeing any of that lightning. And then farther offshore, more of those storms will be pushing onshore as we head through this evening. So overall, radar is expected to stay pretty active for this evening. We will maintain the opportunity for those scattered downpours, clear things out briefly overnight. For your Thursday morning, starting things off, isolated showers and storms in the mix. It does look like isolated to scattered downpours will be impacting some morning commutes once again. That flow continuing out of the south and west. Looking ahead to the afternoon, we'll see a little bit of a break right here around 3 o'clock before another round of those scattered showers and storms builds in. And then we look ahead to Friday. Friday is when those winds shift. That means first half of Friday stays nice and dry, ideal for outdoor plans. Then after lunchtime, that's when those storms will be firing up. But for your Thursday, we're going to stay active both the morning, afternoon, and heading into the evening, especially for the afternoon with those scattered showers and storms. High temperatures around 91, feeling about 8 to 10 degrees hotter. And then we'll pull back those rain chances for your Friday and Saturday mornings, but they will stay elevated both afternoons. And then looking ahead to your Sunday and Monday, back to both morning and afternoon storms.